Hey everybody, Johnny here, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video than I normally do. Normally you'd have me facing the camera and I'd be telling you about something that arrived in the layout, but I thought I would do this new series here, Talking Trains, just so you guys can get an idea of what I'm like and what I'm thinking. So today I would like to talk about something that I have experienced and some of my friends in the community have gone through, and that is the overwhelming feeling of train nostalgia. Now, what do I mean by that? That, for me, train nostalgia is being able to experience something in the hobby that you grew up with, some fond memories, and finally being able to embrace those memories again, and those feelings you had as a child, as an adult, or, a teen, or something along those lines. Now, what do I mean by that for me personally? Well, I, much like other people of around my age group, grew up watching videos of model trains. Now, this consisted of stuff ranging from TM books and videos, I Love Toy Train series, to watching YouTube videos here on YouTube. And I remember watching videos of post-war Lionel and early 1990s to 2000s trains, and that gave me a sense of joy and excitement as a kid, because I mentioned this in other channels and podcasts and live streams before, but I got to only experience O-gauge trains when I was at the age of maybe around 3 or 4, and then the trains went away. They didn't come out for Christmas, they didn't come out any other time. All I had was a VHS of the trains I ran, and myself running them as a kid. So all of my train excitement that I got of playing trains, I got from I Love Toy Trains. So that's where I grew a appreciation for, the Hudsons, for the Santa Fe F3s, the NW2 switchers, and all those classic post-war trains. But in terms of the modern years, so it's been a little bit different. I don't own any post-war. I would like to at some point, but I love my command control, and it's a little bit hard to go back. For those of you who've had command control, you can understand where I'm coming from, because it's kind of hard to go back to the conventional. But in terms of the modern stuff, mine comes from watching YouTube videos, and there's a particular channel I grew up watching, and that would be the channel Railroad Trip 445, or Matt Flanagan, or MR28, I believe is his channel name now. But I was talking with a good friend of mine, Sid, and Matt Trainlover. Those two are amazing. They also grew up watching Matt Flanagan. And his layout was a very simple layout. It was just two ovals connected by switches. And he had a plethora of awesome trains. Those ranged from all the first-gen Berkshires, Legacy Berkshires, so the 2696, the 1225, the 765. And he actually did a really cool triple-header video. And that was pure nostalgia for me. Other engines he had were the first-gen FEFs, number 844, and the TMCC GS2. And I remember coming back into the hobby, expanding my horizons. All I knew was Rail King MTH, and my only experience of Lionel was their conventional 027 Polar Express. Well, when I found Matt Flanagan's video, it was really, really cool, because I got a chance to see command control in Legacy, with the crew talk, with the whistles, with the quilling whistles. That's what I found so cool, and I really want to get a piece of that. And that's what really got me excited about the world of scale trains, because all I had before then was Rail King, and I wasn't able to go to scale for a very long time because of budget constraints. All of us in the hobby know how expensive trains can get, regardless of if you're an HO or O scale or anything between Z to G. Trains are expensive. So it was only till probably around maybe a year or two ago where I finally had some disposable income. So when I ran out of the small little things I wanted to buy, I was like, well, damn, what am I gonna spend my money on now? I could save it, but you're young, you want to spend your cash. So I went back to model trains, and I finally pursued scale trains. And slowly over the past 2 years, I've been buying trains here and there. And I found myself going back to, as I said before, a little bit of train nostalgia in regards to I wanted to follow Matt Flanagan's roster because I always dreamed of having those engines. And more recently is when I've been able to step into that a little. So, as many of you guys know, I have one of my pride and joy engines on the layout is Nickel Plate Road 759 in the American Railroads paint scheme. Now, Matt Flanagan never had one of those. However, he did have a Nickel Plate Berkshire, and I love the whistle on that thing. So that was one of the first engines I bought brand new. I worked very hard to get that engine, many, many hours of overtime, and that engine is one that I was like, finally, I got that goal. And yeah, there was a little bit of nostalgia in that, but it was such a different engine from what Matt Flanagan had and it was a newer release, so I didn't really have that same level of connection as I did back then. Well, skip forward many, many months, and we come to about I'd say a couple weeks ago. As you all know, 844 arrived in the layout. It's the first gen legacy, and those classic sounds just brought me straight back. The road specific crew talk, the classic chuffing, and everything. It was beautiful. And more recently, I've had a TMCC scale Lionel GS2. And that's also just the classic GS2/JLC big boy whistle, and the chuffing, and the road specific crew talk, and it just brings me back. And that's what I love about this hobby. I just finished a running session and just had the 844. So I keep saying 8444 because I'm talking with Sid over at Sid's Trains. He's got one. He's been teasing me with it. The cheeky bastard. Love you, Sid. But yeah, I had the 844 in the inner loop and the 4410 or the GS2 in the outer loop. And just seeing those two run just gave me flashbacks back to Matt's layout and that feeling of being a kid. And I remember, so what I would do nowadays is I would get down to eye height around the layout, and I would look at the trains, and I'd pretend, what would kid me think if they saw my layout now? How would they feel? And it kind of gives you this sense of pride of, I wanted this set when I was young, and now that I'm adult and I can work hard and earn these for myself, it comes with that sense of pride that you've accomplished that dream and kind of make peace with those dreams. It's a nice feeling of accomplishment and achievement. So, but yeah, that's what my train nostalgia is. So, I just wanted to have a little chat, share those feelings and thoughts with everybody, and let me know what you think. Do you have any trains that you dreamed of having as a child? Who did you watch on YouTube? Was it Matt Flanagan? Was it someone like PGH? Was it Eric Siegel, JD Stux? All those other great guys on YouTube. So leave it in the comments below if you're interested. Let's have a chat. Let me know who did you watch on YouTube growing up, or who do you watch currently, and what trains did you love seeing on their layouts, and what would you like to add to your collection in future? But that's enough for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed and you didn't mind me rambling on. This is something a little bit different, and I'd love to do this more, so let me know if you enjoyed that. So, thank you so much for taking the time to hear me talk and blabber on for hours on end. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or a wonderful rest of your evening. Stay safe and have a good one. Bye-bye.